So the next question is, what do I think is the most important event for the American Catholic Church in the 20th century? And I think I have to say the Second Vatican Council. But why is it important? I think it's important in a number of different directions. And it's important to be clear about this because there are lots of people who want to pull back from it. And of course there are lots of people living today who didn't experience the pre-Vatican Church and the council, the time of the council, and the post-Vatican Church. And I don't think all was bad before and all is good after. That's not the kind of event it was. But some opening, some new insights, some new life was ready to bloom in the Catholic Church, and the Vatican Council allowed that to be a possibility. And the chief areas, most identifiable areas, I suppose, in that regard are ecclesiology, our understanding of the church itself. What should the structure of the church be? How are we all participants in the church? Is it a feudal society, or is it a community of believers? And does its structure make a difference? And are there other ways of construing its structure? I don't mean no pope or yes pope, but other ways of implementing its structure, let's put it that way. Collegiality, those concepts came alive in a way they had never before. I think it also made a tremendous breakthrough in terms of ecumenism. Prior to then, and for students, young undergraduate students today, this probably, it just seems like a very strange thing to say, but some of us remember days when you would consider it almost sinful to even set foot in a Protestant church, for example. And if you knew persons from other faiths, or you probably didn't know many persons from other faith traditions, other Christians from other denominations, you may have known them, but you didn't share faith commitments much. All of that changed radically with the Second Vatican Council. And I think it has not gone backwards either. That's one that stayed in place. There's not great ecumenical events going on, but slowly, 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 the work is being done and the accomplishments are tremendous. I think in liturgy, obviously, many would say we haven't done so well there, but we needed to make those changes. And some of us who grew up in the geographically in the middle of the liturgical movement still see what the possibilities are. And I don't think it makes any sense to blame people in the church for not having implemented them well, and so we don't like the liturgy we have now any more than we had before. It takes time. It shows that there's a lot of deepening that needs to take place, and every pastor can't be deeply imbued in or creative liturgically. Every congregation can't be immediately open to new things, nor do all new things fit every congregation. We need to ponder what happens to be in the gospel for today about new wine, old skins, old wine, new skins, and so on. But the potential opened up by the Vatican Council is just inestimable in importance, in my view. So I think myself that we need to keep those who don't know anything about the Vatican Council, need to steep themselves in it, but not just in that. They need to move on. The time is to move on from that, not to be afraid. So I would simply say the Second Vatican Council.